Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Symbaloo webinar series. My name is Michelle. I am the Marketing and Community Engagement Specialist here at Symbaloo. And today I have with me Miss Niamh Brady. And she will be going over the easiest way to get started with Symbaloo. So kind of going through our app, how to import bookmarks, things of that sort. So Niamh, welcome. Thank you so much for doing this today.
Well, thanks, Michelle, and thanks for having me. And I'm really looking forward to, I suppose, sharing with everyone how I use Symbaloo and how much it has enhanced enhanced my teaching and learning. And it's just a great way to save all those wonderful resources that are out there.
Absolutely. We're so excited to see how you use it and see how you break down all of that. Would you mind just sharing a little bit of your background?
Yeah, sure. So if you haven't detected the accent already, I am from Ireland. I am a teacher here in Ireland. My background is primary, and I was working in a mainstream setting for the last 14 years. And I'm now currently working in a special school, teaching children with mild general learning difficulties. So that's what I'm at right now.
Awesome. That's great. We love kind of bringing the educator's perspective in, and especially if they come from different industries or different, like teach different subjects, things of that sort. So we're really excited to get this going. So Niamh, why don't you go ahead and kick us off?
Brilliant. So I'm just going to share my screen here now for a second. And I'm just going to open up my presentation. So you should be just looking at the initial slide of my presentation. So that's me, and there's my handle on Twitter and Instagram. So if anyone wants to give me a follow, please do. So as Michelle said, I'm going to show you the easiest way to get started with Symbaloo, and it's exactly how I got started with it. I don't know how many years ago now. So what exactly is Symbaloo, and some of the reasons why I love it so much? You can create web mixes by topic. So web mix basically is just another name for a folder. So I've got all my subject areas. I've even got some personal ones as well. And they're just very clearly defined. And I'll be showing you my account in a minute and showing exactly the layout. An extra feature then is that you can actually share your folders or your web mixes among your colleagues and students. I'm going to be showing you one that I've shared with colleagues and another that I've shared with my actual students. You can import bookmarks directly from your bookmarks in Google Chrome. So I'm going to show you what my previous bookmarking method looked like and how, I suppose, cluttered it was in comparison to how I have them now stored in Symbaloo. You can color code according to subject strands. You can make it really, really visual. And the fact that I'm working now in special ed, I can see how beneficial that is and how much children benefit from having things and resources so clearly visual. And then you can label your different sets of tiles, and I'll show you exactly how I have that done. So first of all, I'm just going to go and show you how my bookmarks looked. So you can see this is your typical bookmark bar in your Google Chrome browser. So you can't really store that many tabs up here. Like I have a folder here with only 2 or 3 in it, and then my other bookmarks were like this. And as you can see, it's not very user friendly. It's extremely cluttered and just not easy to try even trawl through. If you're looking for something in particular, it can get quite messy. So I'm just going to show you now my Symbaloo. Okay. This is my Symbaloo. It's just opening up here. So these are the web mixes that I mentioned earlier, or your different topic folders. So you can see I've got lots and lots of different tabs here. And I just want to show you one here that is my particular favorite because I suppose it is so visual. So this is a STEAM folder that I have shared. You can see here that the share button is activated. I have shared this with colleagues. So for example, coming up to different STEM weeks or like Science Week, Space Week, Maths Week, and all of those different weeks that crop up throughout the academic year. These are, I suppose, some of my favorite go-to STEAM websites. So you can see here they're color coded. All the science ones here are in the orange. Then all the engineering ones are here in the purple, and so on. So it's very, very visual, and you can see exactly the icon on each tile. So the icon, these little logos refer they're just they match the logo of the website themselves. And you can see that I've actually added then some tile names. So that's optional. You don't have to do that. And then the colored backgrounds. So that's, again, that's optional. For example, here's just my health and well-being web mix. So you can see I haven't got them organized nearly as fancy as I have in the Steam one. But there's all the tabs that I have in relation to that subject area. So that's how effective and how handy it is as an educator, because there's just so many amazing resources out there. It's just impossible to store them all. And I suppose thanks to Symbaloo, it does make it possible. So just if you're wondering how to transfer, actually, so you can see that I've got all these bookmarks from previous years of storing information. If you want to import them across, and which I did in the beginning, so I suppose that was very important to me, that I could actually bring all the ones that I had across. It's very, very simple to do. So just here on the 3 ellipses up here in the web browser, you just scroll down to bookmarks, you go to bookmark manager, and up here again in the 3 ellipses, then you're going to export your bookmarks. So essentially you're exporting all your bookmarks from your browser into an Excel spreadsheet document. And then once you have that done, you go into your Symbaloo. I'm just going to click on my name here, and I'm going to click on preferences. And down in, where is it now? Well, bookmark importer. So it's as obvious. There it is there. Just scroll down and then you choose the file. So you just have to look for wherever you downloaded that initial file and you upload it. And then Symbaloo is very intuitive. If you had them saved in folders, like I think I had one folder called education, it will save them according to the folders that you had in your previous bookmarking site. So that's how handy and how easy it is, sorry, wrong tab, to get across, to get all your old bookmarks across into your new Symbaloo account. So I'll just go on to the next slide. A new feature now is the browser extension, and it's even made it easier to save websites. So this is an extension, like it's an add-on that you can download to your browser. So as you can see, my browser is Google Chrome, so it's a Google Chrome extension. And what it allows you to do is to instantly add a website or a resource that you found online straight into your Symbaloo, and you're logged in. So you're logged into the extension, and it syncs automatically to your account, which makes it just super handy, and you can just like save them on the fly. So I'm just going to show you one that I had saved here that I found earlier. So as we know, it's coming up to, well, sorry, I was going to say it's coming up to November. It is November. And this is a really nice book called Turkey Trouble. So it's really perfect timing for Thanksgiving. So if I want to save this into my Symbaloo account, I can click here. And I'm just going to activate I'm just going to click and open up my Symbaloo browser extension. And I can edit the name if I want. There's the URL, and it's asking me to choose exactly what webmix or folder I want to save it into. So I'm just going to save it into 1A, which is my class account for my students. And you can see there that it's successfully added to your webmix. So just to show you that it's actually gone in there, I'm just going to refresh this. Oh, sorry, sugar. I'm just going to go back into my Symbaloo here, and I'm going to open up that 1A webmix folder here, and there it is there, and I've got it. Let's see. And there it is there, the Storyline Online book that I have just saved. So that's how instant and how, I suppose, it's so accessible as well. So I showed you, yes, I just wanted to show you this one because the fact that I am working in special ed. So I showed you a previous one here with the STEAM. So you can see it's very big in size. For my students, I have minimized the size of the tile area just to make it a lot more accessible for them. So these are all websites that I have chosen for my students that we use on a regular basis. So for example, when we go back now after the midterm break, we're going to be doing a project on Arctic animals. So I have sourced the websites that I want them to use to look up these to look up an animal of choice. So they've got a choice of National Geographic, Britannica Schools, or DK Find Out. Then down here, we have ICT class 4 days a week, and these are the websites that we use on a weekly basis. So you can see here, very visual. I've got the names of each resource underneath. So instead of them having to type in the URL, I'm just making it a lot quicker for them to be able to open up the website. And then here on a Friday, we've got Code Club, and these are the 3 different coding websites that I use for Code Club. So you can see when they hover over them, they can see that this is the Code Club section, but even for children that might have some literacy difficulties, they'll quickly associate the colour red with Code Club, orange with ICT class, and then green with whatever is the project. And I can edit this web mix at any time. It's not like a static web mix. I can remove tiles, or I can add. And then to share it, you can see that the blue share is activated. And then because my school is a we're a Google school, so I can share this to my Google Classroom, or I can just simply copy and paste the link, and you can see the other different ways of sharing it. So it's extremely handy, no matter what setting or that you're working in. So that's the class. That's our class web mix that I have shared with my students. And when they see it their side, I just wanted to show you how it looks. So as you can see, it's a lot less busy as well. It's just purely that web mix. They can't edit it. They can't make any changes. They just purely open this up and click on whatever tile, and then it'll bring you straight into that resource.
And I did just want to add really briefly that any web mix that you do have and you want to share it out with your class, your students do not need an account, which is awesome. So like how Niamh just showed how the web mix would look, that's how they would see it. And of course, they can't make any changes, they can edit it. So I think that's a great thing, especially since, so many students are underage and things of that sort. So it's much safer that way, and it's much easier for them to just go in and access it.
Yeah. And two, it I suppose takes the worry off, if you're assigning homework that has to be maybe there's an element of online research there, that you've assigned reliable websites, that the information is accurate. So it just gives you a little bit of peace of mind as well, that you've directed them to the right places, that they're not just going in and doing an open search and opening up God knows what.
Exactly.
You always got to cover yourself. This has been brilliant as well, making Symbaloo my default homepage. I suppose it's just making it even quicker to access. I don't have to think about it. I meant to say at the start as well, like Symbaloo is device neutral, so because I'm logged into my Chrome browser, no matter where I log into my Chrome browser in the world, my Symbaloo will open up straight away for me, which is just, I don't even have to think about it. Symbaloo is it's always there with me. And just to show you that how to do that, then you can go into your settings, and I'll just do it here. So just clicking on the 3 ellipses again, going down to settings, and then you'll see on the left the on startup button here. So I have it highlighted here to open a specific page or set of pages. So I've got my Google search coming up, I've got my Symbaloo coming up, and then Classroom Screen is another resource that I use a bit. So you can see by default, those 3 tabs open every time I open my Google Chrome browser. And also you might have noticed that there is a search bar in here in the middle of my Symbaloo, and this is a student safe search. So I specifically chose to have this as my search. I suppose just adding an extra layer of security there, so that even when the pupils actually, that's one I need to just check, because I just see it hasn't transferred across there. But for me using Symbaloo, I know that I have I'm protected using that safe search. Okay. I suppose another fabulous feature of Symbaloo is their mobile app. I don't know if some teachers out there are like me. I love in the evenings, just if I'm on my phone or scrolling through social media, if I see for example a really nice art idea that I want to use, instead of having to go back and booting up the laptop or the desktop, I can just pop it into my mobile app, and it syncs directly to my Symbaloo account. And so, as you can see there, it's super fast access to your favorite websites as well. For example, somebody might say, oh, have you got a resource and such? And I'm like, yeah, I've got one here in my Symbaloo, but I might be away from the computer. So I can just quickly open up my phone, go into my Symbaloo and find the resource that I'm talking about. Then you can just hover over a URL or a link that's been shared in Facebook or Twitter, and then save it into your Symbaloo. And then you can even edit or remove tiles and even add web mixes to your account on the go and in real time. So I just have a video that's on the next slide that I'm going to share with you. And it's just me last night actually just looking for a resource and showing you how easy it is to save it into your Symbaloo account. So that should be opening up on full screen there now. And I'm just going to press play. So now I'm going to show you how I use the Symbaloo app on my phone. So I'm going to open my web browser here because I have sourced a really nice art activity that I want to use with my students after the midterm break. So to save this into my Symbaloo account, I simply just click on the link here and I copy that. And I get out of my web browser and I'm going to go here to my education folder, and I'm going to click on Symbaloo, and this will bring me directly to my home page, but I want to save it into a specific web mix. So I'm going to click here, and then I'm going to scroll down to the very bottom until I find my web mix called demo. And we can see it down here. So I'm going to open that, and then I simply just click on one of these empty tiles, and I paste the URL of the resource that I found, and then I add it straight into that web mix. And here you can see the same website that I showed you initially, and now to save directly into my Symbaloo account. Okay, so that's how quick and easy that that feature is. And I'm just going to go in and show you where I saved it. I just have my demo account here, and there it is, the mystery science. Now, if I want, I can edit it, and I just give it, I suppose, a title just to make it more relevant. So I can just say skeleton art lesson, and then you can see it after taking effect straight away on the tile. And if I want, you can move, you can just drag and drop the tiles. It's brilliant. You can just drag and drop them wherever you want on the screen. Okay. So then Symbaloo blog is accessible from the website symbaloo.com, and just to draw your attention to the different topics that it covers. So it has like an education tab. Within that, then you can learn more about learning paths. So I suppose this resource here that I showed you is a little bit like a learning path, but if you want to learn how to make a specific learning path, you can find out more from the blog. Lots of different resources as well, and tutorials, and then even access to different webinars that are coming up or previous webinars. The recordings are there. So if I just go into this is the blog. Sorry, here we go here. Because I know I've kind of gone quite quick through that, and I've shown you some really great tools. So if you just click on tools here in the blog and you scroll down, you can actually get more information. So that was the Symbaloo bookmarker. So that's that little icon that's up there. I showed you how to import your URLs or your saved collections in your Chrome bookmark. Where is it? Yeah, so it's just showing you how to transfer them across, and then the mobile app. So if you're wanting to go back and find out more information, you can find that out there. Then with web mixes, they have collections of like top web mixes for different subject areas. And I was just looking here earlier at the coding one, because I suppose coding is one of my big areas. And this I thought was super handy. So within this now, I'm just going to click on coding for kids, and I'm going to scroll down to one that's new. So you can see here Code Monkey. I can actually add this now straight into my Symbaloo, which is really brilliant. And it's asking me which web mix I want to add it into. So I can add it here in Steam, and add the tile, and there it is there. And then I can incorporate it. You can always change these tile markers as well. You can extend them. So nothing, as I said earlier, nothing static. You can always edit and change what you have. So I think, let me see, I think that is me.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Niamh. This was very, very informative. I don't think we've ever had a webinar where someone walked through our app and did it in that way, and it is so simple to use. And I did want to say that it is available on iOS, Android. It's available on tablets, iPads, iPhones, any type of phone or mobile device that you have, and it's very easy to use. And we just wanted to also open it up to anyone in the chat who has any questions for Niamh. We also have our Symbaloo team here as well. So if you have maybe any more technical questions, we can also answer that for you as well. So we'll give people a little bit of time to do that. And I also did want to say that this is being fully recorded. It'll be on our YouTube. It'll be on our blog, like Niamh mentioned, also on our social media. So this will be here for as long as we'll have it. And then, of course, you can always follow Niamh on Instagram or Twitter. Reach out to her. She's a very great educator, and we love working with her. And then, of course, you can follow us as well if you have any questions at all. So we'll just give people a few minutes if they have any questions. Was there anything else that you wanted to add, Niamh?
Just maybe how other educators are using Symbaloo in the classroom, or maybe this has sparked maybe some ideas on how it could be used in their context. So I suppose it'd just be great to learn from others and see what ideas or that they might have for using it with their students and colleagues.
Definitely. It is a great way to see, although we have, just one simple platform, it's interesting to see how educators use it all very differently, in very different ways. So that it's always great to see, especially in a webinar format.
Or if there's anything anyone wants me to go back over, that's no problem either.
I don't see any questions yet. Oh, the tutorial, Niamh, that you had shared, feel free to send that over as well, and then we'll be able to share that as well from the using the app.
Yeah, perfect.
And then if you want to just quickly replay it.
Yeah, sure.
Someone was asking to, yeah.
I will just share my screen again. So you should, where did that go? Yeah, it should be opening up now, yes?
Yes.
Correct.
If you want to move the share your screen little.
Am I not sharing?
No, you are, but the little, that like white little bar, you can move it around. That way we can see the captions.
Oh, this bit here. Sorry now.
Yeah. No, it's okay.
Aha,
there you go. I don't think there's sound, but there are captions, so we can still see what's going on. Awesome. And then we did have another question. Dale was asking, can you show how to rearrange the tabs at the top of the page and on the mobile app if possible?
Okay, I've just shared in the chat there that YouTube video, and I'll send it to you as well. Yeah, sure thing. So am I still sharing my screen?
Yes, you are.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So literally again, is it to reshuffle the web mixes, is it?
Yes, the tabs at the top, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, hold on now. Oops, sorry. So you can just literally drag and drop them. And then you have to click into it first, and then you can drag and drop it. And actually, I remember in the early days freaking thinking, so for example, if my 6 bricks, if I click here, you think it might be gone. And I remember having like a heart attack when this happened.
Yeah.
It's not gone. It's actually very hard to delete it. And I love the security features. I'll demonstrate that now in a second. So if I click here on the left, what was the one I got rid of? 6 bricks. So I scroll down to 6 bricks. There it is. And it's popped back up. So don't have heart failure. It is there. If I wanted to delete this, I click here and remove. But then look, warning. And even if I do write in the word delete, it says you can undo. So once you go beyond that point, there's no going back. But it's, it really asks you, do you want to delete this first? Which is great. And sorry, what was the second thing I said I'd show there? Oh, my head.
I don't remember. But they also asked how to rearrange the tabs on the app. I know that's a little difficult, but do you possibly maybe just talk it through, or it's a little too hard?
I'm just going to talk it through. So I'm just going to open up my Symbaloo app. Actually, if I open, oh no, it's not open. Again, on your app, you'll see this little logo here on the top left. So click on that, and sugar now. It doesn't work in the same way. I suppose in your app, you don't have them. Well, I know on my phone, I don't have them across the top like this. I can only access them like this. So, and there doesn't seem to be a way of reshuffling them.
So that would be more of a desktop thing.
It's more of a desktop. Yeah, I just wonder now if I just move. So, for example, if I just move this, I'll refresh my app and I'll see if it's moved then to beside horticulture. Sorry there. No, it's still in the previous position. So yeah, it's just just reshuffling then on top is just a desktop feature.
Perfect. Got it. All right. I think that was all of our questions. And lastly, I did want to say that we have a whole list of Symbaloo tutorials from the basics all the way to the more difficult things. We all have them all on our YouTube, so you can access them at any time as well. Again, you'll be able to access this webinar as well on our YouTube. But I think that is all for today. Niamh, thank you so much for doing this for us and for joining us.
And thanks so much to everyone for joining as well.
Absolutely. And wherever everyone's coming from, thank you so much again for joining us today. Happy November, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye, Niamh. Have a good one.
Thanks, Michelle. Bye.